The brave little tailor. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a tailor who, used to sew whatever. Shirts, skirts, trousers. That is what a tailor does. And he was sewing and sewing and sewing. And suddenly there was a lady walking. He could see her through the window, walking. "I have marmalade! I have marmalade! Who wants my marmalade?" And the tailor was starting to feel quite hungry. He said, "Oh, good lady, come up. I want some raspberry marmalade." He was very hungry and he liked raspberry. Come up. So the lady, she was very old and she was very tired and it was very hot. So she went up and up. She was very tired. "How much marmalade do you want?" "I just want 6 spoons." "Just 6 spoons? And you make me go up the stairs?" I'm not very happy, of course. She was very tired and she was old and it was very hot. "So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. "Okay, thank you. Bye-bye," said the tailor. The tailor was very happy. He cut a slice of bread. He got the raspberry marmalade and he poured it nicely, very nicely, on top of the loaf of bread. And he left it there. And he thought, I'm not going to eat it yet. I'm going to sew and sew until I finish the shirt. And when I have finished the shirt, I will eat my toast with marmalade. So he sewed and sewed and sewed, but the flies were hungry too. One fly went straight to the piece of bread. 2 flies. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flies on top of the piece of bread with marmalade. He was very angry. He couldn't eat that anymore and he was very, very hungry. So he very carefully, with his hand, got very, very close and bang! He killed the 7 flies just like that at the same time. He was so happy that he went to the window and he said, "I killed the flies! I killed 7 at the same time!" And he was a tailor. So he got a belt, a belt that goes to hold the trousers or the skirt or whatever. He had a belt and he wrote 7 at the same time. He was very proud. He had killed 7 flies and he was very, very proud. And he walked around the village with his belt that said 7 at the same time. But people didn't know that he had killed 7 flies. People thought, what has he killed? What? People? Giants? Ogres? Monsters? Bears? Nobody knew. So he was walking very, very proud and walking with attitude, very, very proud. And suddenly he found a giant, a huge, scary, big giant. And that giant saw him and he saw the belt, 7 at the same time. And the giant said, You little person, you little insect, you have killed 7 giants at the same time? And the tailor, who was very, very proud, said, Yes, I have. But you are very small. You are very tiny. I can't believe it. Look. And he got a stone, a big stone. He said, I'm going to break this stone. I'm a giant, but you can't. So he got the stone. And with all his force, he pressed. And he broke the stone with his 2 hands, and it was turned into dust. And now he said, Now you little insect, little tailor, you do the same thing. The tailor wasn't very strong. He was very, very small, very little and thin. He wasn't strong. But he thought he was very clever, very intelligent. And he had cheese But the giant didn't know that it was cheese. So he pretended to make a big effort. And he achieved to squash the cheese so hard that liquid came out. And the giant, who wasn't very bright, wasn't very intelligent, thought, oh, you have turned the stone into water. You are very strong. And the tailor said, yes, I am, of course. But the giant wasn't satisfied. He couldn't believe that the little tailor was so strong. So he said, look at me. I'm going to throw this stone very, very far. And let's see if you can throw it as far as I can. My God, he threw the stone so far that the tailor didn't know what to do. He wasn't strong. But he was lucky and clever, and he had a bird. So he squashed the bird, poor thing, a little bit, and he threw the bird far, far away. And the bird, when had recovered a little bit, opened its wings and carried on flying and flying and flying. So it went far. And it flew further and further and further and further and further and further, until the bird couldn't be seen. They couldn't see the bird at all. And the giant was very impressed. He didn't understand how was it possible that such a little insect, such a little person, such a little tailor could be so strong. And he said, no, little tailor, I will get this tree and I will bring it. But you have to do the same thing. I will bring it, I will carry it very, very far, and you will do the same thing. But the tailor couldn't do that. You and I know he couldn't do that. But he said, we will do it together. But you will get the front part, which is less heavy, which isn't heavy. And I will get the heaviest part in the back. So the giant, who wasn't very intelligent, said, okay. So he went to the front, and the little tailor went to the back, but he still couldn't. And he said, get some more weight, carry some more, because I have all the weight here. Do something, a little something. And the giant, who wasn't very intelligent, did the same thing. And the giant walked with the tree, with the whole tree. The tailor wasn't doing anything at all. He was very tired. It was very heavy. And the tailor sat on the tree and let the giant do all the work. But then the giant was very, very tired. He said, I need to stop. I'm very tired. And the tailor said, okay, I'm not tired at all. But if you need to stop, okay, let's stop. And there was a cherry tree, with cherries, delicious little fruit to eat. And the giant started to eat. But he was evil, he was bad, and he said, little tailor, do you want a cherry? And he was hungry, the tailor was very hungry. He didn't even eat his bread and marmalade, so he said, okay. But the giant took away the branches, and the tailor flew away, and plunk, hurt himself. And the giant laughed. You are not so strong. You cannot jump. You are not strong. And the tailor said, yes, but I can jump much further than you can. Much further. I challenge you. You have to do the same thing. Jump as far as you can. So he jumped so far, but he wasn't so flexible. So he hurt himself and he banged his head and he was completely unconscious. And the tailor, who was very, very intelligent, he decided to chain him. So he got his wrists and his feet and chained him. And he was very, very, very proud. And at that moment, the king himself and all the soldiers saw the giant lying on the ground, completely unconscious and with his wrists and feet tied, chained up. And the king was so impressed. He said, Who has done this? Who has been the brave, strong man who has achieved this? And the tailor, feeling very, very proud, very good about himself, said, I have, sir. And the king and the kingdom and the soldiers were so happy that the king said, Oh, you have saved us, you have helped us. This big bag of gold, this big bag is for you. And the tailor was so happy, and he really thought that he was a very, very brave man. So he lived very, very happy, even more than he was, and he was really braver than he thought he was. I hope you liked it.